Good morning and welcome to this class on what's new with our new sort of look and feel shortcuts. Just to get a couple of things out of the way first, the duration of this webinar will be approximately 30 minutes. My microphone is on, so hopefully you can hear me. If someone can just pop a little message in the chat box, which is located in the top right corner of your screen, just to let me know that you can hear me. And obviously your speakers must be turned on to also hear me, as well as my microphone. What we're going to be covering today is the new look and feel, a little bit about the Walkin Manager. I know there's not too many people that use Walkin Manager, but we will be covering that. The appointment book, employee specific functions, the point of sale, transaction screen. Won't be covering the start session and end session, but just so you know that they've changed a little bit. The client management, we do have a new non-request and request booking feature. And that's also tied in with non-request pricing. I won't be covering that today. It's a little bit complicated to set up, I guess, but if anyone does sort of have any inquiries about the non-request booking, I can deal with those separately. And just to let you know that we also have an integrated FPOS payment terminal now. So if you're interested in that, we do have that. So the two color themes that we have are just light and dark. So we got rid of all the other colors. The majority of people were using light and dark, so we've just streamlined that down now just to those two. So I'll be using the light version today. So we're just going to go in there now and I'll take you around the things that have changed. So we'll start off with the Walkin Manager. So over on the right there, we just click on Walkin Manager. So new layout, some things have changed in here. So employees are now at the top rather than the bottom. The little indicator, so on Chris, we can see it's green. So that's just indicating that Chris there is clocked on. Anna, James, and Lucy aren't. For Anna just to clock herself on, if you're not using security with the login, or the login attached to clock on, then Anna just needs to click on her name, and at the top, just to click clock on there. So that's nice and easy. If someone wants to go away on lunch, very easy as well. I'll just click on Anna. And as we come down, you can see that there's some details there around KPIs, the level capabilities, there's a bio, any messages that you might want to leave for each other. And then going away on lunch is down at the bottom. So we can open up the drop-down box. You can choose the set amount of time that you want to go away on lunch and then click away, or you can just simply click away. So you can see now that Anna has an orange indicator up there, just to allow that we all know that Anna is away. So this is integrated with the appointment book as well. So at the moment, Chris does have someone in, and that person's been added via the Walkin Manager. Now, over on the left-hand side, you can see that there's another client in, but we have a little appointment book. So that means that this person's been added via the appointment book. They're just showing here in the Walkin Manager. And then over in the appointment book, you can see in Chris's column, we've got a walk-in client there, George. So that's been added via the Walkin Manager. And in Anna's column now, you can see that we have away. So I didn't put in there a set amount of time. So it's just popped in there a few hours to say that I'll be away. But if I'd have chosen 30 minutes, for example, it would have just popped me away for 30 minutes. Back to the Walkin Manager. Now we used to have a panel down the middle with some actions in there. We've taken that away and popped those actions within the bars themselves. So you can see that on the left-hand side, we have Bev. And if I wanted to move Bev, if this was a client added from the Walkin Manager, if I wanted to move Bev over to the right-hand side, I can just click on the arrow and that just very quickly moves the client over. Now for checking out, you just click on the shopping carts. That will take the client through to the point of sale. If you did want to book, sorry, not book, but if you wanted to check out two clients at the same time, so you wanted to create a group for taking the bill, then you just simply tick the boxes. If I select either of those shopping carts now, these two clients will go through as a group bill to the point of sale. So that's really, really easy now to take the clients through for a group sale. And if I just click on the clients, you can see that we get a little information window there and 3 little dots as well. Now I'll go through those when we get to the appointment book, but you can see here that we can also go to checkout, and we've got the finish. Finish is if you want to just finish the clients but not take them through to the point of sale. That just is letting the computer know there that you're finished with that client and a next client can be allocated for you. If you want to check a client in, over on the left, we just go to check in. Nice and easy. You can select your clients as you normally would, or if you have a client that doesn't want to be on your database, they don't want to be giving you all their information. That's what can happen with the Walkin Manager at times. Then next to new clients at the top, where we've got our options there, you can just simply click quick check-in and you can pop a name in there. If I just pop a name in, we go through choosing the service as usual, and then they can get added there. So I'm just going to put this client through to wait. Won't pop them into service just yet. So really, really simple for the Walkin Manager. Now back over on the right hand side, we're going to go into the appointment book. So not a lot has changed in the appointment book. Let's just bring Anna back in actually. There we go. Not too much has changed in the appointment book. It all pretty much looks the same. Nothing's really been moved around. But we do have a few new features. So at the top with our employees there, what we used to have is left click, right click, and double click to get through to the different options that we needed throughout the day. That's all now just been merged into one single action. So if we just click once on Lucy, you can see now that we have one larger window, same information as what was there when we clicked on the employee in Walkin Manager, but now we've got a few extra options at the bottom. So if you are booking a requested employee, so someone's called up and they want to book in with Lucy, but they only want to see Lucy, then we can click on View Week. So you just pop up to Lucy, click Get the Window, click on View Week, and we can see the whole week ahead there for Lucy. That makes it nice and easy to book with a requested employee. I'm just going to click on Done to get out of there. We can also SMS all the clients. If you do need to contact all the clients in a single column all in one go, then we can do that. We just click on SMS, and then you can just tick there on the left hand side all the clients that you want to be contacting, pop your message in, and then click contact. Please remember that these messages or SMSs do come from a pool of numbers, so be sure to pop your business name in there so they do know who's contacting them. So this is a pretty good one I used to use sometimes if an employee was sick and we just needed to contact all the clients in one go first thing in the morning just to let them know that their stylist or their therapist is sick. Then super easy, we just click all those boxes and send the message. We've got the performance, which just takes us through to the performance screen, which is the same as the performance here on the right hand side. Change the PIN if you want to let them change their PIN. That is security protected, so if you don't want them changing their own PIN, then you can take that option away. And then our printing options down in the bottom right corner. If anyone's got any questions as we're going along, please feel free to pop those questions in the chat box in the top right corner of your monitor there. I'm just now going to click once on this appointment. Now we get the information window that popped up that you saw that a minute ago in the Walkin Manager. So the next sort of step for this particular client, because they've already arrived, is to go through to checkout. So you can see that we have checkout there. If I click on a green appointment, then the next step is to confirm the client, or we can just go straight through to checkout. So whatever the status of the appointment is, just by left clicking, you can see that it just confirms what that status is there and shows you the next two logical steps. And then in the bottom right corner of the window, we have three little dots there. So I'm just going to click on those. Now, you would know from right-clicking on a client that you do get a large action window, lots of different things you can do in there. Just by clicking on these three dots, you can see that we've got just sort of the most important or the most frequently used actions have all just been popped into a little box there, just under those three dots. But if I do right click on an appointment, you still get all of those actions there. Now we do have an extra one, so this is probably the most exciting, which is the reschedule. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to right click on Sandra. So you see here, Sandra's got two appointments with a gap between them. And if we go to reschedule, it's just going to ask us when we want to reschedule this to. So I'm just going to choose the same day so you can see how this actually works. We're going to click on Friday the 30th. Now it's asking us to choose the time slot. If you can't find a time slot, you can pop the client onto the wait list from here as well. But I'm just going to choose 1:45 over in James's column. And then you can see how it keeps that gap between the two. So it's just copied that appointment over. If I click cancel, then our new appointment is going to disappear. And if I click confirm, the old appointment's going to disappear. So I'm just going to click on confirm, and you can see that's moved over, and then I'm just going to pop that down into place. So that's really, really easy now. Much more simple way of rescheduling. Just a couple of changes. The sort of the menu options have been moved around a little bit, but that's about it really. And the non-request bookings and stuff, that's now through the time panel on the left-hand side. So if I just click on 10 o'clock, it's actually going through to book an appointment. And the non-request, essentially what that's about is a fair allocation. So for example, if I click on 10 o'clock and I book an appointment, it might allocate this appointment to James. But if I did that again, it would then allocate it to Anna. And the next time I did it, to Lucy, Chris, back to James. So that's what the non-request feature is about, just to make sure that everyone gets a fair share of walk-in clients or non-requested clients. In our client management screen, just go through. So you can see there that we have our search field in the top left corner. Now at the moment we can search by phone, email, or last name or first name, but it's either last or first. So if I just click on the little funnel to the right there, at the moment we're searching by last name. So what we're going to do is pop in our phone number, email, or last name. So we've got rid of that drop down box now where you have to choose specifically. If you prefer to search by first name, just click on the funnel, change that to first name, and you're now searching by phone, email, or first name. Now, if you do have multi-sites with global clients, this has now all been built in. If you're searching for a client by a more sort of unique piece of their information, which would be their phone number or email, then the global search is built into this field. We don't have global clients turned on for this particular one at the moment, but if you were searching by first name, last name, obviously they're going to be shared by a lot of people. So if you were searching by first or last name, there would be a panel at the bottom allowing you to search your global clients. But like I said, if you search by phone and email, that's just built in. The list of clients will appear on the screen. So if I just type in my number, there we go. What you would find is some information telling you where that client has actually come from. So it will also give you the information around what they've had at all the other different sites as well. That's how you search for your clients. Now, as you can see at the top, we have our other options. We've got the new clients, the quick check-in, which is what we saw a minute ago for the Walkin Manager. If you want to schedule a task for a lunch break, for example, that's scheduling the task. And for any of you that might use classes, that's up there in the top right corner. So we're just going to search for a client again. So if we have Jonathan there, then over on the right, you can see that we have the dashboard. So for any of you that have not seen the dashboard before, this is just all the essential information that you would need for booking an appointment. For those of you that have seen it before, you can see that we've sort of rejigged it a little bit to make it clearer on what that information is. If you wanted to look at a client profile, that's really simple. Just click on profile. You've got the client's history as well. And to print off the client's CPC, there's a few new little icons just to the top right, so you know that there's some special information around this particular client, and any other information here on the screen and my alert. At the moment, I've got no future appointments booked in, but I do have past appointments, and I don't have any series either for any of you that might be using series. Oh, yeah, there it is. Search other locations down at the bottom. It is turned on. So you can see that's your global clients as well. Then let's go through to our point of sale. So over in the point of sale, what we've done here is, I guess, first of all, we've got extra hashtags. So we've got the usual three, walk-in, retail, and group, and we now have business and expense. So we've taken them out of the client list. So there's no hashtags in that client list anymore, simply just clients. So no need to click on new sale to get either of these two. So if you're doing your professional stock usage or you're doing expenses, you can just do that from this screen now. You can see that we do have all the clients either from Walkin Manager or the appointment book already listed in here. You can jump into the profile and the history there now at the top. All the items within the sale will be listed within the screen there. So if we just bring up one for Bev, we've got a 30-minute massage. Now, previously, you could click on the cell to bring in a new item. You can still do that, or you can click the plus button as well if you wanted to do that as well. So you can bring in a new service. So as you can see as well, we've got the orange marker. So what that's telling us is it's going in under business because we're adding it to the point of sale there, but business is not capable. So previously, when there was a clash between a particular booking and for whatever reason that booking shouldn't be there, then the whole bar would be orange. But we've changed that now so you can see that it's the actual employee that's making this clash. Each one will tell you what that might be, whether it's a resource or availability, but this one here is going to be a capability. So we're just going to click on done anyway. I'm going to update the employee. Quantity, we can move up and down, but instead of changing this to 0 to get rid of an item in the point of sale, we can now just come over to the right-hand side and click on the bin. So that's a really easy way to get rid of any items in the point of sale that you don't want. We move down to the bottom left corner, we've got transactions. So that's your cashing up at the end of the day, looking at your transactions. That's been simplified a little bit in there as well. And then more actions is going through to petty cash or opening the register there. The summary of the bill is exactly the same, so that's not changed at all. Adding discounts is exactly the same as it used to be. But our payment types have now been moved over to the right-hand side next to the finished sale, so that makes more sense. And all cards have gone under one option. So if we've got the built-in terminal on this particular one, so it's just going to say process. If I click on process, that's going to go straight through to our integrated FPOS terminal. So that makes life a little bit easier. You can see that there is a surcharge on there as well. And once the card's gone through, it just gives a little summary of the totals there. So that's been quite popular as well. So that's the whole reason we brought in the integrated terminal, is because we were asked so many times whether we had that or not. Otherwise, if you don't have the built-in terminal, when you click on card, it's just going to give you a list of the cards to choose from, and you just put that payment through. Cash, other is any other options you might have. So we just got a few in there. We do have Afterpay there, but we're not integrated with Afterpay, so please don't think that we are just by seeing those there. They're just our little demo payment options. And then we've got gift and loyalty. So our gift cards and gift certificates are in there. You can print off a quote, or if we choose a payment, going to go through the rebooking. We've got no future appointments, as you can see, and then click on finish sale. And if you didn't know that you can, we do offer the option to email the receipt out to the client as well. Which pretty much wraps up most of the changes that we've gone through. I sort of went through a little bit quicker, a shorter version to the big webinar that I did a couple of weeks ago. But they're the main changes there that we have for your shortcuts. If you do have any questions, please pop them through in the chat box. Not the chat box, the chat box. You got no questions today. Usually I've been getting loads of questions about all sorts of things. So please take the opportunity while you've got me to ask any questions there. Okay, great. All right then. Well, thank you for joining me for today's class. Just sort of a quick little go around. If you do any further questions in the future, you can call the help desk. That's fine. I'll just bring up some resources for you. So we do have customer care. If you've got any questions around the integrated terminal, for example, you can call customer care. Any other tech questions, please call support. Details are on the screen. And then we do have a bunch of resources online for you to be able to use there. So we have our resources page, Learning Center, online classrooms, which is one of these. So we do have a bunch of online classrooms you can come to. We also have an informal Facebook group. So you can chat with other business owners using shortcuts if you want to exchange ideas or ask any questions to your fellow business owners as well. Our YouTube channel, any videos that we record do go to our YouTube channel, so please go there and have a little look around and see if anything sort of takes your fancy. It's a good place just to go and find out any new features that you didn't really know that we had. And if you're interested in sort of social media or how Google works and how your business shows in results and things like that, then we do have a course which is our Google Growth Hub. So you can learn all about sort of managing the sort of visibility and the presence of your business online. All right, well, thank you again for joining me, and we'll hope to see you soon in the next class.